My name is Jerry Valens, ANAK Phillips. Today I'm gonna present about the need for the Islamic money market and the component of the Islamic money market. So let's we going through the need for the Islamic money market. The need of Islamic money market. Islamic bank also face exposed to liquidity risk. For example, a conventional Islamic bank hold liquid asset while liability relatively liquid. Bank with surplus funds can either lend by playing deposit system with other banks in interbank deposit system or lend by purchasing money market instruments. Enables market player to perform similar functions to those of the conventional market. The instruments used to perform those functions must be based on the Sharia laws and principles. Serve as an avenue for financial institutions to source daily function or short-term investment. Serve as avenue for secondary trading of money market instruments. Used as channel for the central bank to conduct its monetary policy. Component of the Islamic money market. For components of the Islamic money market, Mudarabah interbank investment. Mudarabah interbank investment refer to a mechanism whereby a deficit Islamic banking institution investee bank can obtain investment from a surplus Islamic banking institution investor bank based on Mudarabah profit sharing. The period of investment is from overnight to 12 months, while the rate of return is based on the rate of gross profit before distribution for investment of 1 year of the investee bank. The profit sharing ratio is a negotiable among both parties. The investor banks at the time of negotiation would not know what the return would be, as the actual return will be crystallized toward to the end of the investment period. The principal invested should be repaid at the end of a period together with a share of a profit arising from the use of the fund by the investee bank. Wadiah acceptance. Wadiah acceptance is a transaction between BNM and the Islamic banking institutions. It refers to a mechanism whereby the Islamic banking institution place their surplus fund with BNM based on the concept of al-Wadiah. Under this concept, the acceptors of funds is viewed as the custodians for the funds, and there is no obligation on the part of the custodian to pay any return on the account. However, if there is any dividend paid by the custodians is received as a hibah. The Wadiah acceptance facilitates BNM liquidity management operation as it gives flexibility for BNM to declare dividend without having to invest the fund received. For Bank Negara monetary notes, Islamic security issued by BNM replacing previous Bank Negara negotiable notes (BNNN) for purpose of managing liquidity in the Islamic financial market. The maturity has also been lengthened from 1 year to 3 years, issued either on a discounted initially or a coupon-bearing basis depending on investor demands. Discount-based BNMI will be traded using the same market convention as the existing BNMN and Malaysian Islamic Treasury Bill MITB, while the profit-based BNMNI will adopt the market convention of Government Investment Issue GII. Highly attractive because they are default risk-free plus highly liquid with a relatively deep secondary market. Central bank use it to soak up or inject liquidity into an Islamic banking system or conduct open market operations. Islamic accepted bills. Objective to encourage and promote both domestic and foreign trade by providing Malaysian traders with an attractive Islamic financing products. The IAB is formulated on the Islamic principles of al-Murabaha, different lump sums, sales or cost plus, and buy at dine debt trading. Al-Mudarabah refers to the selling of merchandise at a price based on the cost plus profit margin agreed to by both parties, importer and exporter with banks. Buy al-Da refers to the sale of the debts arising from a trade transaction in the form of a deferred payment sales. Islamic negotiable instrument. Islamic negotiable instrument deposit. The application concept is al-mudaharabah. Is referred to a sum of money deposited with the Islamic banking institution and repayable to the bearer or on a specific future date at the nominal value of INID plus declared dividend. Negotiable Islamic debt certificate. The transaction involves the sale of banking institutions asset to the customer at an agreed price on a cash basis. Subsequently, the assets are purchased back from the customer at principal value plus profit and to be settled at an agreed future date. So for me, thank you. I hope I can see you again. Bye bye.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Binti Mahari. I will explain about Islamic money market participants. Islamic money market participants: 1. Central banks, 2. Banks, 3. Business, and 4. Non-bank. Central banks. A central bank is an institution that manages a state's currency, money supply, and interest rates. The primary function of a central bank is to control the nation's money supply. Okay, for example, issue of currency. Like all central banks, the central bank in an Islamic economy should be responsible for the issue of currency and in coordination with the government for its internal and external stability. Banks. Islamic banks perform function as commercial banks, but they follow the rules of Islamic Sharia board. Islamic banking is the interest-free banking. They follow the Islamic modes of finance mudarabah, musyarakah, and ijarah. The primary function of the Islamic bank is to promote trade activities as an active interaction with supplies units and deficit units of the economy. The secondary function of Islamic bank aims at provision of agency service and under market compatible product to facilitate its customers. Business. Corporation participants in money market. A corporation will deal with a bank dealing rooms, lending department. All corporate relations department, depending on the size of the firm and the size of the transactions. Non-bank. Takaful operations are regulated and supervised by BNM with the appointment of the BNM Governor as the Director General of Insurance and Takaful. There are presently two Takaful operators, namely Syarikat Takaful Malaysia Berhad and Takaful Nasional Sdn Berhad, operating a total 113 Takaful office throughout the country. Okay, that's all for Islamic money market participants. Okay, I will explain about differences between Islamic and conventional money market. Differences: Islamic and conventional. Interbank market. Islamic utilizes Sharia compliant contracts such as muabahah, mudarabah, and wakalah. Conventional debt contracts is used for placement of funds. Insurance process. Islamic must be Sharia compliant and approved by Port, SAC of BNM, and SCM. For conventional, approved by regulatory authority only, Type of structures. Structures based on asset, equity, and debt. For conventional, structure based on debt only. Investor, both Islamic and conventional. Conventional only. Money market instruments. Deposit type, mudharabah, interbank investment, wadiah, acceptance, card, commodity murabahah, wakalah, deposit. Deposit type, interbank placement, deposit. That's all from me, and explain about differences between Islamic and conventional money market. Assalamualaikum and thank you.
Hello, I am Aaron Wesley. Today I'm going to present about 3 topics. So let's proceed to the slide. Okay, my first topic is product development. Okay, product development typically refers to all of the steps involved in bringing a product from concept or idea through market release and beyond. Islamic market company also have developed many different products to meet customer needs and provide Sharia compliant alternatives to widely available conventional options. In product development, there is 4 types. First is product based on profit and loss sharing. Then product based on investment financing, Islamic fund, and lastly an alternative to bonds, or should they call suku. Okay. Then in product based on profit and loss sharing, to establish social justice, Islam requires that both investors and entrepreneurs share involvement in economic activities that result in profit and loss. For example, mudarabah and musyarakah products. Next is products based on investment financing. Okay. In Islamic economies, debt-based transactions or interest-based lending and borrowing are prohibited. For example, every home, car, and major purchase is financed by debt. As part of the Islamic finance system, contract products are available to facilitate the sale or lease of a property. Next is Islamic funds. Okay. Islamic funds are investment products such as mutual funds and unit trusts. They are based on equities that are screened or filtered to ensure Sharia compliance. And lastly is an alternative to bonds or suku. Suku are often referred to as Islamic bonds, but they are very different from conventional bonds, which benefit one party more than another and therefore cannot promote social justice. And suku are asset-based security. And the next topic I'm going to tell you is Islamic negotiable instruments of deposits. Okay. What it is? The applicable concept is al-mudarabah. It refers to a sum of money deposit with the Islamic banking institutions and repayable to the bearer on a specific future date at the nominal value of INID plus declared dividend. Okay. Next is banker's acceptance. Okay. Banker's acceptance is a negotiable instruments or time drive drawn on a accepted by bank for purpose orders to a bank by customer to pay a given sum at a given date and backed by Islamic bank. And lastly, for the purpose for Islamic money market, it is used in business transaction, Islamic commerce because the credit worthiness is supplied by Islamic bank. Okay. Then is sell and buy back agreement, SBBA. Sell and buy agreement is an Islamic money market transaction entered by two parties in which an SBBA seller sells asset to an SBBA buyer at an agreed price. Okay. And subsequently, both parties entered into a separate agreement in which the buyer promised to sell back the said asset to the seller at a agreed price. And the last topic I'm going to tell you is funding or liquidity management. Okay. In Malaysia, Islamic money markets companies have to manage the liquidity mismatch by way of bilateral arrangements, usually with the central banks or an affiliated agency of the central bank. Okay, borrowing and lending takes place by buying and selling papers of suku. For example, in the Islamic bank, with the surplus fund will buy suku from the central bank and resell it to the central bank when it needs liquidity. The Islamic bank is a price taker. How the central bank determines the required yield is unknown, but there appears to be a high correlation with prevailing interest rates and conventional banking sector. And that's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Marjorie and I'm going to present for number 3. The importance of Islamic money market. The importance of Islamic money market is enable market players to perform similar function to those of the conventional market. Next is the instrument used to perform this function must be based on the Sharia principle and laws. The financial market for short-term borrowing and lending for term less than 1 year. Next is to provide short-term to medium-term liquidity in the global financial system. The Islamic money market performs a vital function within the economy by providing efficient means for economic units to adjust their liquidity position. These markets also offer short-term funding for individual businesses and governments. The importance of money market also consists of 7. First is deepening the Islamic financial market in Malaysia. Second, it could be operate and function more effectively and efficiently. The Islamic money market also to provide the much needed infrastructure support. It is also to carry out research and development activities. The Islamic money markets also to further strengthen the ICM in Malaysia. The Sharia Advisory Council was established in May 1996 to advise the Commission on Sharia, particularly in the areas of Islamic economics and finance. Lastly is the various capital market products are available for Muslims who only seek to invest and transact in the ICM. Conclusion: operation in Islamic capital market. The operation in Islamic capital market is the transaction are carried out in ways that do not conflict with the conscience of Muslim and the religion of Islam. There is assertion of religious law so that the market is free from activities prohibited by Islam such as usury, riba, gambling, maisir, ambiguity, garal. It plays an important role in generating economic growth for the country. The operation in Islamic capital market also functions as a parallel market to the conventional capital market. It plays a complementary role to the Islamic banking system in the broadening. Next is the roles of Treasury in Islamic money market. The Treasury objective and governance. The Treasury objective consists of funding the bank, cash management and investing, surplus liquidity, and market risk management, foreign exchange and exchange rate. Second is Treasury governance. Treasury governance is ARCO and gap analysis. Treasury limit structure, limit setting process, breaches, escalation, and resolution. Treasury Sharia audit. Islamic Treasury funding consists of 3, which is called deposit as a stable of funding. Core deposit as a stable source of funding is current savings and profit sharing and investment amount. Relevance and importance of deposit insurance to Islamic banks. Next is short-term funding interbank money market, which is consists of three also. First, products, murabahah and wakalah. Next is pricing, importance of currency pegged to US dollar. Third is restriction on commodities. And the third is long-term funding products, which core by fixed income market. F. The long term is consists of sukuk products, which types of sukuks, choice of rate fixing and maturity, additional tire and equity. Sukuk pricing is to understand the swap curve and credit rating. Next is characteristic of the sukuk market, sukuk issuance process and the role of treasury. And the fourth is Islamic treasury investment, interbank money market, placement and investment funds, and investment funds and syndicated murabahah. The roles of Islamic money market also consists of liquidity management. Liquidity management is stability and sustainability of funding source. Next is liquid assets buffer amount and choice of liquid asset and portfolio management. Thirdly is scenarios and back testing, and the fourth is stress testing liquidity. Liquidity management also contingency planning and lender of the last resort for Islamic banks. It is also consists of key metrics, cash forecast, role of forecast, liquidity forecast, and concentrations. And the last of the roles of Islamic money market is analysis and discussion of case study is R Capita Bank and Northern Rock. That's all from me for number 3. Thank you.